Hey everyone, Chris Shipley here. Before we get started with this week's episode of Old Man Strength, I wanted to bring on an old friend of ours, George Trice from the Jack Trice Legacy Foundation. If you guys remember, and if you don't, you can go back and listen to episode 2.13 and learn about George's ties to Jack, his time at ISU, and how through the Legacy Foundation, he's trying to keep Jack's legacy intact in remembrance. But today, I thought we'd bring on George and let's talk about the Jack Trice Legacy Foundation golf outing he's got going on August 6th. George, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Ship. Appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'd love to have you on. It's good to catch up with you.
I know it's been a minute, but since last we've talked on video, I moved to Arizona, so I'm trying to stay cool. I mean, 104 today. I stayed inside, but I'm good. I'm good.
That's usually what happens. I lived in Phoenix for about 6 months when I was a freshman in high school, and it was absolutely brutal. Unfortunately, I moved there in January, showed up and went to school, had shorts on, pure white. Everybody's like, look at this loser. Where's this guy from? So I got branded pretty quick as an outsider.
Yeah, I mean, when it's 55 degrees and you're coming from somewhere where it's like probably 5, I did that when I moved to LA. It was December and everybody's wearing bubble coats and I'm wearing t-shirts and some shorts. Like, hey, this is summertime right now. So
that's right.
I get what you're talking about.
That's right. So Jack Trice Legacy Foundation Golf Tournament, August 6th. Tell us about it.
I'm trying to point at my QR code.
I see
it. It's gonna be a video. I got a QR code there, and then I got a QR code there for the website. But no, we're having the second annual event. We had one last year. Good turnout. Had a lot of volunteers. Had about 10 teams participate. Raised about $3,000 for the Jack Trice Scholarship, and about $3,000 for the foundation. And so the second annual one is coming up on August 6th. Planned that date. I try to do better than doing it the Friday before the big game. Luckily, the Iowa State game's away. But I also didn't realize, since I don't live in Iowa, that it's tax-free weekend. So, people are going to be out shopping for school clothes for their kids and stuff like that. So, but they can do that after the tournament because it's an 8 o'clock shotgun start out in Adel at River Valley. Cy will be there to send us off. I will be presenting the $50,000 check to Cy. It was a fake check, but they'll get the drift. But giving Cy the check, kind of presenting that to Iowa State because of our donors, because of people that have donated to making the logo you see here, all the things that people have done for us from treasure and time. We hit 50,000, and that's the minimum amount to get a scholarship endowed. And so now we're going to be celebrating with this golf event, saying we did it. Let's have some fun. Now let's go on to the next milestone. And so that's what this event is about. This event now is more focused on what else can we do as the foundation, because now that we are starting to get Jack's legacy solidified at Iowa State from an academic standpoint, now we can branch out and kind of do other things to kind of keep his memory and legacy going.
Yeah, totally wanted to go to it last year. I had a buddy of mine that signed up and worked it for you, Joe Clement. So we're actually going to sign up. My wife just told me before I walked down there, she's like, why don't you sign me up too? And we'll just do it together. So we're definitely going to sign up and volunteer. And then we're bringing up a couple things for you to auction off. And you're going to have some of that stuff too, right? Some auction stuff that they can bid on.
Yes. And so if you go to Trice Legacy, if you look up Trice Legacy on Twitter, Instagram, or on Facebook, you'll see that we've been posting about this event. There's actually going to be an online auction this year. So everything is going to be digital. Anybody can participate, even if you're not there. We will send you your prize. There's some trips on there that have been donated. Minimum bids, some are a Orlando trip for 4, starting at like $1,500. And so people have donated these events. There's been some memorabilia, some one-of-a-kind artwork, some one-of-a-kind different things that have been donated. And so August 1st, that will open live, and we'll announce that. But you can look up, see what you want, start placing bids, and we will close it at the end of the tournament so that people that are in person can win. If they've won, they can get their prize. And if not, we'll just, again, mail it off that Saturday or Sunday so that they can get their prize as well. So I appreciate you doing that. Shout out to Joel. Joel sent his information to his daughter. So his daughter, Emily, has recruited 7 other people from Mid-American. So Mid-American Energy has 8 people showing up to help us on that Saturday. So Nationwide, Principal, EMC, everybody, Mid-American is doing their thing. Can you get some people out there to beat Mid-American? I mean, I work for Nationwide, so they got to do something,
There you go. That's right. Well, I'm just super excited that things have grown so well for you, and the legacy that you're building. Tell us a little bit about, in case people haven't heard, what the Jack Trice Legacy Foundation is, and kind of what inspired you there.
So honestly, this started in 2020, right after the death of George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd. There were some Iowa Staters going and comparing that situation with the death of Jack Trice, and I got tagged in it. And so what they were saying, they were comparing their deaths of racially motivated, and that was really the end of it. And they kept going deeper and deeper into it. And I really got on there and said, hey, don't do that. Don't put those two in the same context. I said, wrong place, wrong time, bad outcome. Jack was doing his thing, playing football for a university. And because of his race, he was targeted, he wasn't accepted, and the injuries, ultimately, it was his demise. And so when I heard that and I started looking at that, I decided that it was time for me to give back, because Iowa State does a great job of recognizing Jack from the athletic standpoint. There are a lot of people involved in that, from the 5 stripes, all the memorabilia, the committee that we're doing for the 100th year anniversary next year. A lot of that stuff is about the athletic department. And so what we're trying to do for the 100th anniversary, which is in 2023, and the foundation, is to go further than that and look at the academic aspect of what he wanted to do. Animal husbandry was his major. He wanted to go back down south and teach ex-slaves how to sharecrop. And so I've actually ran into, and this is going to sound weird, but I've actually made a connection with the bloodline, the original bloodline of Trice, down in Lexington, Tennessee. And they've invited me down to see a lot of what was down there. The plantation that Jack was born on, no longer there, but the land is still there. A tornado took it out. The cemetery where Trices are buried. So I'm doing a lot of research and digging, because I want to get this out of just Iowa and out of just the Cleveland area and go back down everywhere and get this out there. And so that's really what motivated me to do that. And I've been afforded some opportunities that others haven't, and it's my duty to pay it back and pay it forward. And so everything I do is on my spare time, outside of work, on the weekends, taken away from my kids, just to get this legacy, out in front. And the more that people can talk about it, the more that it can get broadcast around the country. ESPN, CBS, they did a good job during football season, but it's not just about football. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why my tagline is #more than just football. It's about everything else that Jack was trying to do before his life was cut short. And so that's where the foundation comes in, because that gives us the opportunity and the medium to do the leadership programs and the development programs and the mentorship. Whereas we have just raised money for the scholarship, and that is a separate entity. And so that will always grow, whether people donate through Amazon, donate through United Way, donate through their corporate giving at their companies. They can donate in so many different ways to support Iowa State and that scholarship at Iowa State. But they also have the choice to just support the foundation. One of my big donors is an Iowa fan, and I'm going to say that, but he's Iowa. He can't stand Iowa State. He's one of those guys, but he likes me. He likes me. He's my friend. And when I told him what the foundation is trying to do and what the goal of the foundation is, and not just Iowa State, but to any HBCU, Ivy League, or trade school, he was all on board. He said, I'm here to help, because once we got this endowment, now we can go across the country. Now we can get big. And so that's what we're trying to do after 2 years, hitting $50,000. A couple key donors. I don't name my donors out there, but a couple key donors that helped us really get to this point. And I thank all of them for that. Well,
congratulations. We're certainly proud to be associated with you in a small way, and to help promote what we can with you. And I will see you on August 6th.
I'll see you on August 6th.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We're going to bring up that next episode, but George, good luck, and we'll get you on, and maybe we'll wrap up before football season and see how it went and do some previews.
Hey, I like that. And also, I'm going to throw out a shameless plug. If you have not heard, one of my good friends, Reggie Hayward, inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's
September
right.
23rd, Baylor game. We're throwing a tailgate out there for him. Reggie got a lot of people, and they're all coming in from Chicago. I don't know what's going to happen in Ames, Iowa, but I'm going to be there. I hope everybody else is there to support him for the accomplishments that he did, because I will be representing him there as well.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, George.
Thank you.
Yep.